And I was chairman of the Commission Against Discrimination when we had to do the Croson hearings to show that in fact there is racism that doesn't allow business to access the goodies. And we had to go for hours and spend public money to prove the obvious, which you again, Yvonne, did so calmly today. You know, the obvious is there. Don't forget that. The room stays at 50 people, and I am also impressed with that, Richard. 50 people stayed. And it stays because I think in the soul of souls that we all have, we believe that the door is open. And that if we use these practical tips, and if we follow these steps, that the door can get opened wider and our opportunities can grow. That is a wonderful dream to believe in. But to accompany that and to make a real difference, we have to be aware of the fact that we have a political being within us that has to stay fired up. It's not an accident those doors stay open. And if we believe that this thing that we inherited called equal opportunity and the concept of fairness and equity is inert to the American tradition, we're fools. It's not. I mean, we're a country that comes from genocide. Spanish conquistadors did that. You know, to slavery, to Jim Crow, segregation, overt racism, no room for women in the society. We still don't have an Equal Rights Amendment, and we criticize other countries. We don't have an Equal Rights Amendment. We can take it away from you girls, you know, any day we want to. That's an ugly statement, isn't it? But it's a reality. You can just snatch it away. Oh, we don't want you to fight in war. You know, look at the TV. What are they doing? The reality, and I say this, and I'm not talking about our customers. Maybe I should. Had a young federal worker in our house yesterday because of my civil rights background and Betty's civil rights background, who works for a law enforcement agency, who came and talked about the trials and tribulations of what she's being put through. She carries a gun. And she has to come to us and talk about this racism that she's facing in the workplace. A Latina young lady who's really done a great job. 2 hours yesterday, Betty, right? 2 hours. We have business people who come and talk about the lack of access in those banks. And you help them along. We've worked on government contracts, and let me tell you, I applaud SBA. Let me tell you, you talk about a good guy agency. Rules and regulations, sometimes it drives our customers crazy, but they're there to be followed. But you talk about a good guy agency that knows how to do what it's supposed to do. And how do we know that? Because Betty writes the performance report for SBA and puts the budget together. You know, so we know the details. And a good guy agency, MBDA also, you know, for years. We created these agencies so they should be good guys agencies. But going to a seminar and learning step-by-step details of how to make it right, product, customer, sales, grow. Come on, it's not that hard. But there's another side. There are the isms. You're not going to stop being a woman. You're a woman. You're not going to stop being black. You're black. You're not going to stop being Latino. You're Latino. You're not going to stop being Asian. You're Asian. And it's out there, and folk deal with that in very devious ways. And don't pretend it doesn't happen. Because, you know, it's sort of when I see a civil rights movement made for television, the civil rights movie about Martin Luther King, and it's in black and white, and somehow they temper the colors, they try to make it milder, less harsh than it was. The N-word's not used as it always was, you know? We're in more civilized society. Let's change history. Don't change history, because if that part of your brain dies, then the advocate in you dies. And that's the one and the thing I want to talk about. When you go into this marketplace, go in like an advocate. Advocates are not attractive, but those programs were produced for access for you. Don't go handkerchief hand, eyes down, as if you're begging. Those programs were produced for you. CDFI, I gave out the first CDFI loan. I created the program when I was at Treasury. My staff put it together. You know, that program's not an accident. We know what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be giving microloans. That's what it's supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be putting finance in communities that other people are not putting finance in. That money belongs to you. These programs belong to you. Access them, but access them with bravado. With bravado. That's how they get used. I know it's a long day. I could have said a lot of other stuff, but everybody else said it. So thank you.